Anybody that has the good fortune to come through something that is very challenging for most to come through inevitably wants to reach back a hand to everybody else. But that's hard to do. It's hard for people to know that you have a handout offered, and it's hard for you to carry some of the sorrow and the grief that comes along with that. Healing Circles began as an effort to give back to our community for the fantastic support that they had given me, and to answer just a simple question: could we offer that support to anybody who needed it? If you were in crisis, if you were newly diagnosed, if you had just lost someone, could you guarantee that there would be somebody there to listen? And that's the basis of Healing Circles.
I think, first of all, I distinguish between healing and curing. And when I think of healing, I take it back to the root of the word, which is to make whole. So anything that we're doing here is geared toward making somebody whole.
Doctors, nurses, and patients, all at the end of the day, work from their gut. Well, could we do that any better? Could we get better at our intuition? Could we get better at listening to our bodies? And when my body was so fantastically descriptive, I just wanted to let people know this is a possibility. Our bodies are wickedly intelligent. Kelly and I thought that having survived cancer, our mission was to reach back and help other cancer patients. Of course, it's not just cancer. We knew we needed to just open the door. You couldn't open the door to the woman who had cancer and close it on her husband who had heart disease. And then we go, well, why on earth would we close it to the well? Why do we only deal with the ill side of the spectrum? It was a perfect balance that the people who came in first were mostly those wanting to give more than those who needed. One day, a woman walked in the door who was new to the island, in fact, had moved here, and 2 months later was diagnosed with breast cancer. She had to go through her entire treatment without the support of family and without the support of the close network of friends that she had built before she moved. She said, I needed you here a year ago, but I'm so glad you're here now. That was the moment we go, this is why we did this. Starting something and you're trying to plan out how it's going to go. You would never, in your right mind, say, I'm going to work with the person in the world that knows the most about what you want to do. We met Michael Lerner the day after Kelly decided that we were going to turn the entire business over to Healing Circles. That was a grace that is just indescribable and undefinable. And it was a grace for Michael too, because he had had the idea of Healing Circles, but it was still on paper. And here we came saying, well, we've got a place and we're ready to start. It was staggering how much had been accomplished in just 12 months. Not only did we have Michael Lerner from Commonweal come in, but we had other people who for 20 years have led amazing cancer retreats, primarily in this region, which happens to be the leaders in the country. And out of that effort, other centers have started. We have two things that really root us. On the intellectual side, we have a tree of healing that says this is the universe that we're talking about. These are the choices in healing and the roots of health that we'd like to promote. And if there's a leaf on this tree, we can have a conversation, a class, a workshop, or a circle. The other thing that was essential were the common agreements. So every circle here has to be based on kindness and respect. Everything is held deeply confidential. And the last is the power of silence. We have really learned to incorporate silence into all of our conversations and our circles, to slow them down and to have that moment where you can reconnect to your deepest intuitive self and then resume. when we hear how our volunteers have gotten here, there's two things they say. One, that they felt safe and welcome here. And then the second is that they get to be who they are, and they get to be who they want to be.
You know, we don't have patients or clients and volunteers who are stumbling on that, so we tend to just refer to everybody as friends and neighbors.
I think it's the reaction that I see almost every week when we meet with volunteers. It's almost like a gift to them to be able to volunteer and to share themselves and their talents. I guess it's this sense of shared common purpose.
It's a way that we can all fly in formation together equally. And when I started to do this, I realized just how powerful a circle is.
Healing Circles has really become a laboratory for this effort and is now spreading across the country. Healing Circles Houston is so fantastic because it's a big metropolitan area, and we are a very small rural area. So what works here is not a template for them. And they are fantastically creative people, and what they have done is embed Healing Circles where the people already are. And then we have had others that are interested in a piece of it. So Healing Circles North Carolina is started by a woman who has deep background in grief work. And so she's taking the model and then expanding it. Although we envisioned this as that place where at your point of crisis there would be support, what we're understanding is we all need support our whole lives long.
This is more than what Diane and I have to do ourselves. There's a whole community here to support this and to offer whatever they want to offer. And let's see what needs emerge. We believe that kind of anything's possible and anything can work.
Isolation is not possible. It never was true anyway. So we band together, we mine the light, we form a circle around the one being hauled away, rehearsing in our own minds what will also be ours, the direction the same.